Okay.
And
So,
spotlight yourself, please.
oh, okay. How do I do that? Let me check here. Spotlight for everyone. Now, better? Okay, perfect. Thank you, dear. And so then this week we're gonna start with another theme, another topic of our meditations and of the Lamrim, you know. So last week we were talking about the eight worldly concerns, the eight worldly dharmas, in the way of they don't allow us to actually practice dharma, right? So the first meditations, they always have that point. We meditate a lot on the mind to understand how the mind works, understanding, oh yes, that is what the mind, that is the potential of the mind, that is the nature of the mind, there's the continuity of the mind, right? We meditated on these topics to kind of like understand how the mind works. And then what do we have as possibilities? What do we want to do with that mind that we have? So we recognize it that we have a lot of sufferings when they kind of like manifest in these eight worldly concern type of ways. And these are the main blockages for us to actually not meditate, not study, not contemplate, to use the Dharma in our lives. But I think the most important thing as well, together with the eight worldly concerns, is our sense of permanence, that idea that we are not gonna go anywhere. I'm gonna live until 130 years old, like His Holiness, His Holiness can choose, but I don't think we have that much of a choice, but we do believe. We believe that we're gonna live forever and that, not today. I'm not gonna die today. We just woke up, Well, Niels has been woken up already because he's in Europe, so but we just woke up here in America and then, we said, oh, wait a minute. Nobody thought about if we're going to die today, but it's a reality. So we're going to meditate on the, what we say, the aspects of death, the three main, points that we need to contemplate so we can prioritize our lives in order to make wise decisions with the time we have, right? So we can really make our lives worthwhile and meaningful in the way of developing our hearts and developing our minds to benefit others. Okay, so that's why it's important to meditate on death. That is inevitable, is definite, is definitely going to happen, right? But we have no idea when. No idea, no idea. And then what happens at the time of death? Do we actually think about it? Do we prepare ourselves for it? So that is why we need to meditate and we need to familiarize. That's what meditation means, right? Familiarize ourselves with it. So when it comes, we just relax, say, oh, my old friend, death, I know it very well. I meditated every day on you. And exactly how it goes. Okay? So let's do that. Let's meditate on that. So we always start with a comfortable posture, a posture that is both comfortable but also not too comfortable. A posture that it actually help us to at least keep our back as straight as possible, our shoulders relaxed, arms relaxed, and we make sure that we check also our legs and our lower back, trying to find a comfortable posture that will allow us to completely forget, almost not remember that we have a body. And we make sure jaws and our facial muscles and our body, our facial expressions and facial joints are kind of like relaxed as well, because sometimes we really tense in our close to our eyes. So we just relax. And once we found a comfortable posture, we then start bringing our attention to our inner mind, our inner world. Checking in with us how we are feeling today. And trying to figure out why we decided to come here and meditate. What we are looking for that we think we can find in meditation. In familiarizing ourselves with the works of our mind, but also by meditating on death. And maybe we start to realize that everything that we want to accomplish, we can actually do it, but some things hold us back, like that sense of eternal time. Oh, tomorrow, tomorrow. So we're going to try to meditate on death today by realizing that it's definitely is going to happen. But we don't know when, we don't know how, and we are not really sure what can help us at the moment of death. So we're going to try to familiarize ourselves with it so we get prepared, and that we can shift our daily lives, realizing the truth of death, and therefore not postponing anymore any actions, any thoughts that will bring benefit to ourselves and others. Motivating, encouraging ourselves to move, to do things that will bring benefit to the world. So we try to create this motivation. And with that intention, then we start bringing our attention to our breath, especially the subtle sensations of the air coming in and out through our nostrils. We don't change the way we breathe, we just become aware of it. And we become aware every time we got distracted, catching ourselves in our distraction, in our mental engagements with thoughts, feelings, emotions, sound. And through mindfulness, we bring the attention back to the breath again and again. So we continue for a few more minutes. Becoming aware of distractions and bring the attention back to the breath again and again. Now that we were able to focus and concentrate our minds a bit better, let's use this focus to really analyze the topic of death. So thinking of your own life, we can start by considering how death is inevitable. Death is definite. There's no way to avoid dying. How do you feel about that? Think for a moment. How do you understand it intellectually? Makes sense, but can you see if your actions are in harmony with that understanding? Nothing can prevent us from dying. All the medical advances, medicine, vitamins, exercise. Eventually our body starts to decay that we cannot avoid it. Everyone who was alive is still alive or has died. And everyone who, who is now born in the next 100 years or 130 years will be dead. Everyone, you and everyone that you know and care for will sometime die. Think about it for a moment. Since we were born, we have been approaching death. There's no way we can extend our time passing over death. With some time we're going to meet with death. So think about that. Think about it that each moment, each passing moment, we are approaching death. You are approaching death. And death doesn't wait. So if you practice or didn't practice Dharma, death will eventually come. If you have opened your heart, if you have improved yourself, doesn't matter. If you did or did not, death will eventually come. If you haven't finished everything you think you should, you have to finish, doesn't matter. Death doesn't wait for your plans to be finished, for it to arrive. So have a moment, take a moment to contemplate that. Not only death is inevitable, but the problem is that the time of death is uncertain. We have no idea when we will die. This is, I think, is our biggest lie. We think we have control. We think we know that today I'm not dying. You know, but this is completely a mistaken view because people die at all ages. There's no guarantee that we will live longer than, a younger person, than an older person, that we, just because we are young, we're gonna not die today, or because we are older, we're gonna die, in a couple of years. We can die today. So contemplate if you expect to die today or not. Think about it. But we don't know, only don't expect to die today, but we also, think that dying is something that you do when you are older, on a hospital bed or at home. But actually, if we see in the newspapers, in our daily lives, how many people have died with so many different circumstances. Actually, dying requires little effort. Maybe a poisoned food, maybe an accident, maybe something drops on our head, maybe an inner issue that we are not aware with our body. It's just so fragile. Think about it, how dying is actually quite easy and simple. So come to the conclusion that as we don't know when we're gonna die, let's start practicing Dharma and really using our time wisely, developing a kind heart, benefiting others. Right here and right now, don't waste your time. Think about this conclusion for a minute. And when you die, what can actually help you? All the wealth, material goods that you bought so dearly, that you kept for so many years, they cannot come with us after death. We work so hard to accumulate them, protect them, and at the time of that, nothing of that stays with us, goes with us. Only the seeds that we created in our mind. Only the intention we created. That's what comes with us. So just contemplate how you might be using your time to accumulate or protecting these material wealth, possessions. Wasting your time. Think about it for a moment. But not only the material possessions can't come with us after death, our dear friends and relatives and family members, all of them, also of no help. Death is a individual experience. Nobody can support you and be there for you besides you and your own mind. So think about it. And even our most precious possession, our own body that we care and love and become so upset if someone says anything about it, becomes completely burned or buried, no use whatsoever. So why waste so much time in pampering it? Take care of it, yes, but pampering and wasting time and money, wouldn't it be better to prepare for death instead? Think about it for a moment. The only thing that comes with us is our seeds. So why create seeds of attachment, of possession, of ignorance? Chasing these things as if they would actually be able to help us in our next lives. And even worse, creating negative seeds to get them. So we try to have a more balanced attitude towards these things, remembering that death can come at any moment. So not waste our time with these meaningless affairs of life. So conclude with this. And with that, then we dedicate that whatever we do today and throughout our week, throughout our lives, it goes towards that understanding that death is definite, that we have no idea when it's going to happen, and that only our peace of mind can help us at the time of death. No possessions, no friends, no wealth, just our own positive seeds. So we're going to try to bring that understanding to our daily lives and to every decision we make with our body, speech, and mind. So we dedicate like that. Could you hear the gong? No? Because I'm using it. Okay. I love meditating on death. I'm so sorry. That's why I went a little bit more, but I think that is a wonderful meditation if you actually do it. So Wednesday we're gonna do it again, but don't forget we're gonna do a different one. But don't forget to try to bring that understanding into daily life. It's so important. We can really put into into practice and really transform our lives if we just think about it. Not to become sad, but the opposite, to encourage us to say, why am I stuck in these kind of like blah blah blahs and these little things of details of life? So really, really use our times wisely. Today I had a dream that I was in the airplane, that the airplane was crashing, and I woke up so happy. I was like, wow, it's so good, Stu. Then it's kind of like this can happen. We saw the Air India thing, just now. Wow, horrible things can happen to us. So let's use that. Thank you so much, dears. See you Wednesday. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Thank you. Love you. See you.
Thank you, dear.